Welcome to Agents of Screen, the first and only place to come to for movie reviews live at the cinema. And we're back for what is our weekly recap of Game of Thrones. It's the season 8, episode 3, which is being called The Long Night. That's the title of the episode. And everyone's excited. But before we get into that, if you're listening to this, there's the audio version on all of your favorite podcasting sites, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And if you want to catch the video version, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see how ugly we are, Agents of Screen / yes.
It's a bit harsh, but fair enough.
Agents of Screen YouTube / Agents of Screen. So make sure you check that out as well. Before we get into the details, they don't know who we're talking to. So who you're listening to now? I'm Miles, aka the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, aka the first of my name, king of the unsheathed.
Man,
in the top right corner, yeah. In the top right corner, who do we have? We have James.
Yeah, James over here, boy.
Yeah, and bottom right, who do we have?
Yeah, Aaron, aka Double A, aka father of video games, the last known Blackstock.
Okay, fair enough. But let's just get straight into the episode. The Long Night. How many times did you guys scream in this episode?
Bro, as you know, you heard the voice note in the group, bro. Yeah, because like when certain things happens, oh my god, Jesus! No, that was too sick. I can't even describe to you. The gas levels were too high in this episode. Not even just at the end, but like, bro, there were so many sick things going on in this episode. The madness going on in this fight was ridiculous.
At the beginning of the episode, they built the tension so well. Like the first 5 to 10 minutes, there was no words. No one actually spoke. It just showed you the scenery, the battlefield, everything. And unfortunately, it seems like it's the end of the Dothraki. What did you guys make of that whole beginning sequence leading up into the Dothraki, leading up into that charge?
It was a bit mad, but I said to one of my friends at work that I think Melisandre she'll turn up because she's got magic and she might be able to like help them in some way. And obviously she showed up, and I thought, okay, sick. Like lit these guys up, they're ready. Gassed them even.
The Lord of the Light.
Rolled in there, but yeah, it was very ominous because there was just darkness, and I'm trying to think how, like, can they see if they're there? They rang the bell, whatever, for the warning. They all got prepared, but it's like they couldn't really see what they were running into.
Yeah, this is the thing. I don't even know if they even see like the army of the dead, like, because like how did they even know to even charge in like straight ahead? Like I heard no sounds, like no type of like gnashing sounds, like some flipping like zombies about to like out attack you or anything. Like they were moving in silence, bruv.
They rang the bell though, innit? So they knew they were there.
If I was them, I would have waited until as long as I could. I would have waited for them to either charge at us or wait for it to get a little bit brighter. I know it was like a hour before dawn or whatever during the night. Yeah, but I would have waited because they literally couldn't see. Even when the Dothraki charged through, they didn't see what they were getting into until the very last moment. Even though they had that was insane.
Even when Danny and John were looking at it from like the mountain, you just saw like the light just snuffed out, and it's like, what is it that's even doing it? It was mad. It was
And as you said, before they even ran in, you had Melisandre. She lit their swords, and he was thinking like, yes, this is gonna give them an extra little advantage in battle. Yeah. But in a matter of a few minutes, boy, all the lights were extinguished. He was thinking,
that man got snuffed out rapid, boy. Like it wasn't even a joke to it. They got murked. They got murked.
And those are literally like the last of the
last. Yeah, that's it. Gone.
Yeah, that's it. They're gone.
And then you had the Unsullied as well. Straight after that, they were the next in line for the battle.
Yeah. It was mad. Even when they started throwing like the slingshots into I'm thinking, what are you lot aiming at? Because I can't see nothing.
This is what I'm saying.
I was thinking, are you trying to do like a sneak attack? It was mad. Nothing was happening, and it was just like, okay, swarmed. They just got swarmed. It was.
And even from their battle plan from episode 2, I was thinking this plan could be better. Yeah. Obviously, I have the overall outline, but it's basically fight as hard as you can until the Night King reveals himself, and then we'll try to kill him. Basically,
I was even surprised because even when Jorah went, obviously he was riding with the Dothraki. When he came back, for some reason, my first initial thought was, oh, like has he come back like as a white? Has he come back?
Bro, I thought,
was he injured? Because he come back and he just looked like raw. I don't want to be up there. It was a bit mad.
Bro, the look on his face, like I can't even. Yeah, go on, James.
Yeah, I honestly was not expecting man to come back because he just like went into charge like to lead them, and I was like, oh, Rob, man, Jarrell's gone, bruv. Like straight away, like 5 seconds in, like man's out, and then he came in looking like his soul got snatched away from him, like flipping shanks him, like. That's mad.
And that's the thing. If I was like part of the second wave, whoever, and I was a part of that war, and I see the Dothraki going, and they get basically decimated, and then you see Jorah come back, like you're literally taking an L before the battle even really gets going. You're thinking, if the Dothraki get wiped out in a matter of like 30 seconds, what's gonna happen to me, bro? What's gonna happen to me? After that, they had the Unsullied. They were forced to retreat back into Winterfell.
It was at this moment I realized, that even if they won, how they step into Cersei after this, their loss was so great. Like, what army do they have to be moving to Cersei? Like,
we will get to that. We will get to that. We will get to that bit. There's a lot that happened before we have to think about Cersei. But yeah, they breached the castle. At that point, when they couldn't light the trenches, it kind of was alluding to that Grey Worm might die in that scene. I was thinking, oh no, is he gonna try to be a hero to try and light the trench himself?
Yeah,
like what's gonna happen? And even
before that, they were like all Jamie and Brienne were doing bits. Even Podrick, I see Podrick. There was a couple scenes that Podrick was murking a few of them. Sam got in some. He got in some kills as well. They were not obviously not holding their own, but considering the amount of people they had and the characters that we know, the mixed experience that they had, they were doing quite well up until obviously it got ridiculously overwhelming.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job in terms of like grasping the scale of the battle, because a few times you think to yourself like they have no chance of winning, and when you think that they've like defeated one set of White Walkers or Whites, you just see like an aerial shot and it's just black, you can just see them moving. It's just pure of them. It's just pure of them.
When the dragons flew over and they'd obviously scorched like an area, you think, okay, yeah, they could take out quite a few this way, but they were just relentless. Like they never stopped. There was so many, even with the dragons, even with them burning however many, the numbers were just insane. Like it really showed you the magnitude of what they were up against, even with it was too much.
Worse because the Night King, I think I don't know what that was, but I'm assuming the Night King used the dragon's breath to create a frost mist to shroud the area.
I'm not quite sure what that was.
I don't think it was, because when it first happened, it happened before we even saw the Night King. Like when
that's
Danny
what I thought
and
was
John...
alluded to the Night. I thought that was like, oh shit, maybe the Night King's using a dragon's breath to like literally create a massive amount of mist, and then all of a sudden like Night King just comes out of nowhere and starts daggering them, bruv. That's what I thought.
Dagger? Is he Jamaican?
They just bring like extreme weather with them, because when they showed, I think the first shot of when Danny and John were kind of heading towards them, when it just started to snow and the weather just started going, it was like it started going mad. Like I didn't understand what they were, but it seems like they kind of had control over the winter in a sense. It's like
they made it more intense.
Yeah, they were basically Storm and just saying, well, we bring the winter with us, and it was just it was mad.
Well, as you guys say that, all of that was happening on the ground, and obviously in the air, they, after all the wintry stuff, they managed to spot the Night King. They take off after him, and then it eventually gets to a point where they have like a dragon v dragon battle. See, when they went up above the clouds, that was sick.
Bro, that was
like the aerial acrobatics and it was just
everything up that was mad, bro. That
I can't even imagine the budget on the CGI for all of those dragon scenes above the clouds, but it was sick though. It was sick.
They stepped up their A game on this, man. This episode was mad. That I literally got everything I wanted in this, man. The dragon battle was so sick. They I thought John was gonna get murked, bro. Like then Danny just came in, started chomping up the flipping dragon's neck and everything. Like
You
King.
know, I actually thought when he grabbed the other dragon, I thought, rah, he's murked him. When they obviously knocked him off the dragon, and then Drogon was like proper chewing on the other one's neck, and I was like, rah, this dragon's done.
In it.
I was literally thought he was done.
We see the Night King get knocked off, but then we don't know what happens to him till a little bit later in the episode. But before we even get to that, obviously the whites managed to breach the gate eventually.
Yeah.
You know, they go over the trench. They managed to break down the door, over the wall. Gendry's fighting on the wall. They bust through the door, and it's one of the white giants. And he comes face to face with, Lyanna Mormont, aka Lady Mormont.
Yeah.
And at first he just gives her one backhand. Bang!
Bro, she got back.
I thought she was dead.
Yeah,
I thought she was backed. She wasn't having none of that, bro. She was like, she made sure before she died, she was deading man off, bro. Juked him in his flipping eye before she died. I was like, you know what, even in death,
you survived the backhand slap. And then even after that, she was now bondless. I ain't taking it. She got up and was charging, even though she was limping. She was going,
she went out like an absolute G.
Had it in there, and literally you can hear like crush.
Yeah, he was squeezing it.
With her last bit of energy, last bit of chakra in her spirit, she managed just to juke man in his eye.
Yeah, she went out like a don. She went out like a deservedly so as well. Deservedly.
Is that hold on? Is that see that giant? Is that the same giant that got killed in the Bastards?
Yeah.
Or because he had
so.
Yeah, because the eye. Yeah. He
so
raised that's the one he raised last season.
Okay, so if that's the case, then he died in the same spot where he died the first time then. Because in the Battle of the Bastards, when he came through the door, bare arrows shot up.
Right,
on his eye, then he just dropped on his stomach there.
Yeah, true.
And then in this episode, obviously, as a white, you got stabbed in his eye and he just dropped on the floor in the exact same spot. But that was a good little, a good little Easter egg there.
Yeah,
and then after that, we haven't seen Arya yet in the battle. We've seen her there on the wall and all of that, but she finally enters the battle. It's like, Arya Stark enters the battle and she just started upping White Walkers.
Had the tune all kicked in when she started as well. I was like, yes.
Not even talking about the ending, but Arya throughout that entire show, she was not having it, bro. You know what was a sick scene for me as well, was when she was running away and she was in the library. And she was like literally just like sliding through, like literally making no sound whatsoever. And what was a sick moment was literally when she turned around, one of the dead people was there. She didn't even hesitate. It literally just stabbed the woman up on her throat and went to the brain. Killed off, no hesitation, bro. Straight there.
They tried it with that.
They directed that episode. Yeah. I was about to say they directed that scene well, but Aaron was gonna tell us why.
Yeah, they done it sick because in loads of different films and shows, whenever like there's like a sudden stabbing and like the two people when you come together, you didn't know, you just heard the sound, but you didn't know. And they waited for like a second, and then obviously you saw the blood come out of the white. I was like, oh, okay, because anyhow she died like that, I would have been like, nah, you can't.
Bro, I would have got vexed. Like allowed dying like that, man.
I saw the episode twice. And when the second time, when she first came to the battlefield, I counted how many White Walkers she killed when she first came. It was like 20. She killed like 20 White Walkers.
And even what's his name? When he saw her there, he was like,
Davos. He was like, raw. He was like, okay.
Onion Knight was his jamming. He was like,
Onion Knight.
You're going on sick.
But one gripe I have with that library scene though is that when she was moving, like she was making no sound, but her blood was bare loud when it was like dripping on the floorboard. I was thinking, raw, this is like the loudest blood I've ever heard dripping in my life.
I think they were like trying to just like accentuate the sound, didn't it, or something?
Yeah. I was thinking, raw, this blood is making bare noise.
even before that, obviously he's not a major character, but even before we even got before they even broke the wall, man. When Sam was fighting, I think he was one of the whites on top of him, and what's his name? Ed saved him, innit?
Yeah.
And Ed saved him, and then straight after he saved him, Ed got murked. Obviously, he's not like a major character, but he's one of them named ones, and he got murked. And he didn't really foreshadow his own death, but obviously he joked the episode before, like, Or Sam, if you're here flipping fighting, then boy, like what hope have we got?
All hope is lost.
And then at the beginning again, he was like, oh, when he saw him like come to the front of the line, it was like, it was a bit mad.
Yeah, but if we go back to where John, his dragon, what's the name of his dragon? Is it Rhaegar? Is it Rhaegar? Yeah, Rhaegar. Obviously, Rhaegar is injured, so he drops him in the snow. And then the Night King is also down there. Dany spots the Night King, and then proceeds to give him that Dracarys yoga flame, that Charizard flamethrower. and at that point, did any of you think that the Night King was done for?
Nah. The way he just stood there and waited for it, I was like, nah.
If he tried to jump out the way, I'll be like, all right, cool, that could have murked him. But he was just firm. He was just like, go on, fam, go on. Beat your back.
And he had the cheek to give a smirk afterwards as well.
I was like, wait, is this the first time we ever see him smiling? I was like, wait.
Yeah, definitely.
Any emotion other than that normal face that he does, he actually smirked. I was like, raw. Okay.
He survived. He survived in his flame, and even after he survived, after he smirked, he picked up his that Olympic javelin and tried to dash it.
Tried it again, didn't it?
Well, as soon as Dany saw the javelin, she had to duck out immediately.
She ducked out.
They kind of teased that we might get a battle between the Night King and Jon Snow finally. But we didn't get it. You're gone.
That was a good scene.
Yeah. Do you think that the Night Kings? Do you think the Night Kings are pussy?
Yes. I felt it was a cop out, bro. Man didn't want it. Man didn't want it with Jon Snow.
He didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that smoke.
Bro, you know what it is? I don't agree. Personally, if I'm the Night King, and basically I know I'm sick and I can do all this stuff, I can bring back the dead, I can take your dragons. You think I'm fighting you? I'm not doing that, bro. I'm letting other people. I'm not doing that. I'm basically you're an ant to me. Basically, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
that's how I felt. I thought he even had a smile on his face when he was raising them.
Yeah, of course.
Jon's gonna run to him and attack him before he before he does it again. But obviously they were already started raising. I was like, rah. And he's like, he done it, and he looked at him, smirked, and was like, nah, I'm out, man. I got bigger fish to fry. No, it's true. It's like you're not really ready for me. Is what the Night King felt, basically.
Yeah.
Jon Snow jumped down. He's basically saying, like, listen, both of our dragons are injured. That you ain't got your army, I ain't got no army. Both of us got our sword. Come, let's do this now. Come, let's do this. If you're ready. And the Night King said, nope, raise the dead.
I'll take all your men and make them my man, innit?
I couldn't believe it, man.
After Jon got saved by Daenerys.
He was murking though, obviously.
He was doing his bits. Yeah, a lot of people were fighting hard. Even like when you see Brienne, she was fighting hard, bro.
Yeah, she was.
She was fighting hard. Podrick was fighting hard. Jaime was fighting hard just with his left hand. Yeah, and then you had that whole sequence where Arya was getting chased in the halls. That was very intense. I think that the episode in general was dark. Like sometimes, but I think they done that deliberately.
Yeah.
To kind of create more like
tension and fear.
Yeah, tension and fear. You couldn't really see what was going on. Then eventually you had Jorah. Obviously, we mentioned him in the beginning because he was part of the first wave with the Dothraki. Eventually, he was living there to fight with Daenerys. Trying to protect her because she got knocked off of her dragon.
Yeah.
Well, that scene was peak. That scene was peak because all of the whites.
All the whites on. I was like, do you know what? For a split second, I was like, they're gonna kill it somehow. They're gonna kill Drogon. They're gonna kill him, and this idiot is gonna raise this damn flipping dragon. He's gonna have two. I thought that was it. I literally thought
he's gonna have some blue eyes, 2-head white dragon in attack mode.
That would have been it.
That would have actually been.
You know what that scene reminded me of? Remember, Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King. Yeah, the third one. And they brought back the dead spirits when Aragorn brought back the dead spirits. And then them, and it just saw like a wave of them just come and they mash up like all the elephants and like like it just looked like a wave just was on Drogon and it was just on it. He's trying to fly away, they're still on him, just stabbing him up.
Bro,
like it was
he just like flew away and started doing like spin varials and like all this other things. Like, move from me, man. Get off me, bro.
And obviously Dany was left there by herself. And you have
that could have been peak for her. She was.
It could have been. Yeah.
Hey,
But Jorah loves her, innit? So he was always on the lookout trying to see where. But his story is a bit of a tragic one. His story is a bit of a tragic one. Even though he did die in her arms, you know, his kind of purpose in the later part of his life was just to trying to protect her, trying to do whatever he could.
Yeah.
And man
Well, I
died.
thought
He
Man
has
died.
to redeem himself as well, but
I felt it was
Of
just
course,
deep.
yeah.
His whole story is deep because he made the mistake. He made that mistake, and he was trying to atone for it. Then he got exiled. He came back and he got accepted again, but then he got grayscale. He left to get cured from grayscale, only to die in Daenerys' arms
no, that's
from
better.
midnight.
That's better for him. That's
Yeah,
definitely better.
I guess. Yeah, I think if
I
he
think
could
he's
choose,
satisfied with it. But I think it's just like it's deep in it. Like he has to die so soon, like without seeing her like rise to where he wants her to see in it.
Bruv, he wants her to. Bruv, he wants her to rise with him. It's not. He don't care about seeing her on the throne. Yeah, he's loved her from day one. The woman that he loves that he knows he can't have. For him dying in her arms, that's cool for him, man.
yeah, man. I reckon she could have just given him a little cheeky kiss just before he died, man. That's a cheeky one, man. That's a little cheeky one. Because listen, he doesn't have grayscale. Doesn't have grayscale no more. Just he's dying. He's on his deathbed. He's been by your side for what, 7 years?
Danny's not on that.
Give him a little cheeky one, man.
You
don't have to use.
She's
You
not
don't
on
have
that.
to use no tongue or nothing. Just give him a little quick lips, bro.
She ain't on that old.
Go on.
Back in the library, innit? No, with obviously with when Arya she's running through, and then the Lord of the Light guy, Beric.
Beric here.
Him and he's shouting at flipping the Hound.
Yeah.
And obviously they set the fire in it, and he got shook again. He's going into like a panic attack because of the flames, and he stopped fighting, and Beric's trying to like get him to rally himself and shake it off, and obviously he sees Arya on the roof, and he's like, right, straight away he didn't even like hesitate. He's gone to go help her.
Yeah, exactly.
He put aside his fear and went to go save her. It's just mad when you think like the amount that those two have gone through, like the back and forths and hating each other and all the madness they've gone through. But
the amount that he cares for Arya is actually insane. I think like because they were together for so long, I think he had a connection. I think he also probably felt bad for the way that the Starks got treated when they were at the Kingdom as well. Like, because he felt the same way for Sansa as well. Like, he was like, look, why don't you just come with me? I'll take you. I'll leave. We can leave him. Like, fuck the Kingdom. Like, let's breeze out. But she wants to stay in it. So he thought, well, if I couldn't save Sansa, I can at least try and save this little girl in it. So I think he felt that connection for a long time. So when he saw her fighting, he's like, well, fuck my fear of fire. I'm going to like go through and try and save her in it.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
And meanwhile, while all of that was happening, obviously you have the people that are not fighting, that are down in the crypt as well.
Yeah,
they're down in the crypt.
That was
and obviously, as we spoke about the battle with Jon and the Night King, he raised the dead, and obviously that has an effect of what's going on down in the crypt. And you have like the dead coming back to life.
I haven't watched the episode again yet, but I swear, yeah, the first white that came out of those crypts was
Lyanna.
The Maester.
I swear it was her grave.
Maester, which was the old one?
Because he had on like the Maester's robe. It might have been just a random Maester. I swear it was that guy, the one who pretends that he's proper old in his back and he can't move, but he's
not buried in that crypt. He's definitely
is he buried down there?
Yeah. But is he though? Are you sure?
I'm not sure if he's buried down there.
He's not a friend. He's not a friend.
Didn't he die in King's Landing?
He was there though.
No, he wasn't. He was in the kingdom.
Sorry. Not the one who loves the whores. The other one.
Who?
The other one, man. The other one died there. Was he blind? Not blind.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. The old man.
Man.
Yeah, the old man. That's
kind of voice.
Yeah, the Winterfell one. He's
You know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, it might have been him.
He was there. He was definitely there.
Yeah, he was. That might have.
Same robe. I need to check it again.
I need to check that.
They bring man back. Like that's mad.
Down in the crypt, Tyrion and Sansa shared a little tender moment. Do you think that maybe in the future they could, link up? They're gonna link up?
No, I mean, I don't know. But obviously they have a good connection in terms of they definitely obviously respect each other. They don't love each other like that, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, I was getting emotional because I saw Tyrion leaving like a safe space, and I was like, don't you dead, don't you dead Tyrion, bro? Because I'll walk away. I was ready to like walk away from the screen. there and then, bruv. Because
Yeah, he wanted to do something. He wanted to make a difference, didn't he?
I was just like, you need to shut up and sit down where you are, bro. Stay in that area, fam. Let these
But
old man
this
fight
is
it.
not your fight. But that, yeah, being in the crypt was peak as well, because obviously you're down there. And obviously the battle was getting closer and closer. It's inside Winterfell. They can literally hear people screaming, let them in. They can hear like the whites outside. They can't do anything. Like it was peak. Back outside, we get to the final and bit and the climax of the story. Obviously, the Night King is now approaching Bran. You have Theon in there giving his all to protect him so that
Theon doing bits.
He's doing bits. Yeah, he was doing
He
bits.
He did.
He was murking for time. I'm not gonna lie. I weren't expecting him to.
Yeah, you know, he had the arrows. He had the arrows, and after the arrows was done, he had the bow. He was murking.
Yeah, he was dude.
He was going on sick.
One thing I'll say about Bran, Bran can see the future. How does he see the future? Is it in visions, or does he know completely what's going to happen?
I think it's visions.
I think he knows completely.
You reckon?
I think he knows completely, because there's a lot of times where he just says stuff and we haven't explicitly seen him have a vision of it, but he just knows. Yeah. So I think he knows from past knowledge or whatever. He just knows already.
So what's the rules with that then? He knows, but he can't explicitly say to them like, okay, you need to do this, this, and that for this to happen.
Yeah, I think so. Because even the conversation he had with Jamie about maybe when it's over or whatever, and he's like, who told you there's going to be anything after? Like, he told you. I think it is anyway. I think he just knows, but he can't, or he won't.
He can't influence.
Yeah.
He can't influence the things, because, like, for instance, when Theon volunteered in the previous episode to be the one to defend Bran by the tree, Bran didn't have any influence on that. But then in this episode, when Theon said, he said to Theon, "You're a good man. Like, thank you." He wasn't saying thank you for defending him. He was saying thank you for giving his life, because he knew that Theon was gonna die at that moment.
Yeah.
But he already knew that Theon was gonna die, even though he didn't like previously influence him trying to defend him at the tree.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, the Night King is there now, and he decides to try to go out of Valley, and he's charging at him, coming close. Did you think that Theon had a chance of trying to do something to the Night
King? Never that, bro. I told you. I said it on. I think it was episode 1 or 2. I called it. Theon died on the battle, bro. There's no way that he had a chance.
I think it was set up for him to have a story of redemption, and he was supposed to die here. But I did think that when the Night King did, give him the quick dodge and parry and juked him in his belly, I did think that while he was on his deathbed on the floor, he might have some dragon glass in his boot and something, and then try with
ankle or
something. And then you have before that. We get to the final bit. You had John. He was trying to get to Bran, but you had I think it was Visceron. Visceron's the name of that dragon. The ice dragon was there, preventing him from getting there.
Yeah, he was going crazy, man.
He was going
absolutely insane. I was just like, how are you getting out of this? Like, you can't get out of this. And obviously, he's still fighting whites on the way there. He's still doing bits, but it was too much. It was too much. And also the tune during that whole sequence, oh my days! The composer needs to get some sort of award, or he needs to, because that tune is
still worthy, bro.
Was just too sick. James, I don't know if you watched Westworld, Miles, but that tune, James, did that tune not remind you of Westworld?
100%.
I'm telling you, it was like a Westworld. It was too sick. It was too sick.
So when he finally came out and he was like coming to the dragon, he was like, "Yeah, come on." What was he attempting to do? Was he just sacrificing himself? You say, "No, I'm going to try to do what I can, and if I die, I die."
Yeah, definitely.
Was he trying to? What was he trying to do?
He had dodged it for as long as he could. He was high. It was like his last stand behind that little bit, because the fire was being, breathed into that last bit of rock, and he was like, "Oh, do you know what? This is long. Like, if I don't try and get out and do something, I'm just going to be sitting here behind this rock for time. So, bun it. I'm like, do it in it." And I thought they were lining up. I thought they were lining up the scene to be like, okay, Night King's about to get Bran, do a madness. Visceron's about to breathe fire on Jon, do a madness, think he's dead, and we're going to see him just emerge from the flame like unscathed. And then
I did think that as well. I thought because obviously he's a Targaryen, that he's able to withstand the flame, or be even control the dragon somehow.
Yeah.
He's come through and then even so, like in that scene, you saw like a piece of wind blow past like one of the whites here. Like to say like, oh, there was like something moving behind him. So I thought it was like he can control the dragon now.
Yeah,
And he's coming to don everyone's dance.
Mad.
But it wasn't John. It wasn't John.
Absolutely
It
mad.
wasn't John.
That's not
I
John,
couldn't
bro.
even-
It's not
It wasn't John. Hey, listen. And you know,
I-
my favorite character in Game of Thrones, you know,
I just can't
he
even.
just came out from nowhere.
Oi,
They played with our emotions because, you
Yeah.
know, we was all thinking that John would be the one to come and try and do something. And then
Yeah.
even when Arya came out from the darkness, he just turned around quickly and had her in a chokehold. Bang.
Mm.
That's how did there. So you think, oh shit, she's gonna get killed in this moment.
nope.
But
It
she
was too
gave him
much.
the drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the move.
So hold it.
The move that she taught herself from
Hold out
before,
your
you
chest,
know.
fam.
The move that she taught herself from before, she busted out
Yes, sir.
Brienne. I was like, nah. It was just.
Yeah. When I was watching that live, I stood up and I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Aya. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Yeah,
couldn't even.
bro.
I couldn't even start. I had to hold it down because I was
I
in the morning,
was-
so I couldn't even make that noise. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
I was by myself.
was screaming. I was literally screaming. I was too
Yeah.
gassed. I was gone.
Yes.
I was gone. Bro, I was shaking to my core. I couldn't
Hey,
breathe.
allowed taking my catchphrases, man. Allowed taking my catch.
Bro, I'm the copy ninja, bro.
But now that obviously the battle's over, well, this battle's over, and the smoke has cleared, like, how do you guys feel about the Night King? Do you think Night King was sick? The reason why I asked that is because obviously the Night King has been built over 7-8 seasons.
Mm.
And, you know, he did die quite quickly, and we still don't know really what the Night King wanted.
Yeah. I will say is, even though we knew the threat was there from the very, very, very first episode,
Yeah.
it was never kind of. I don't think it was ever. I don't know. I feel like it was never the main overarching story of the show, because
Yeah, he's not the primary villain.
he's not obviously, yeah, he's still there and it's still a big issue, but not the primary focus. So even though, yeah, we didn't get to see or really find out what he is, I guess. I know people have this obsession with needing to know everything. I don't really care. Just the threat of him being there and him being, you know, we knew enough. We saw how he became. That's what he is. That's fine. Like, I'm sure they'll dive into that in the prequels, whatever. But I think that the not necessarily bigger things, but I feel like the overarching story with Cersei and King's Landing is just a more cohesive and interesting thing to focus on, because we can't really. The Night King as a character doesn't really have any character because he can't speak, I guess, kind of thing. And when he's not there, he's not there all the time. He's just kind of like in bits. So, but yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but not a bad.
I feel like I want to know a little bit more. I know Aaron said they might touch on it a little bit more in more detail in the prequels, but I think how I look back on the series when it's finished will be affected by how much they explain on what the Night King's motives was, because I feel that's important. But yeah,
we still got 3 episodes left, man, and they're like an hour and 20 minutes or something, man. Like the fact that the battle is over in this one episode and we still have 3 left leads me to believe we are still going to get context about what is going on. Like,
we'll see.
I can't imagine this Cersei battle lasting for 3 episodes. They'll have a build up for the next episode to the battle. Then the episode after that is going to be the battle, and then after that will be like the ending and settling like all knots and ties and everything, and then we'll decide what's going to happen.
I see Aaron shaking his head.
I don't know. I don't think so. You know what's mad? It annoys me because the disdain I have for this woman knows no bounds.
You're talking about Cersei,
She actually is the smartest woman in the show. She's the smartest woman. She literally said, these lot are going to fight and deal with that. I'm not dealing with that. And then I'm going to swoop. And that's what she can do now. She literally can do exactly what she said. She can swoop in and just murk. And they're completely weakened. There's no armies left, essentially.
That's what I'm saying.
She's too smart. So I don't
have
think
you guys
respite. I don't think there's
have you guys watched the teaser for the next episode, or you haven't?
I saw like 3 seconds, like a Twitter clip. But I don't think there's going to be any respite. I think she's going to...
Okay, so we know at some point the battle's coming. Obviously, as you guys say, their numbers have been decimated. Do they have enough numbers to fight against Cersei? And if not, what are they going to do to beat them? Obviously, I'm going to assume that the dragons are still there, the 2. You know, Rhaegar and Drogon. The Dothraki are dead. Most of the Unsullied are dead.
Yep.
How are they going to beat Cersei?
This is what I'm saying. The only
This
options
is
I have
this is
that I
gonna
can
be a
think of
massive uphill battle.
is
Yeah.
obviously they got the dragons. Tyrion's gonna have to think of something somehow.
Yeah.
You still got what's her name?
She's still got
Theon's
people
sister.
from the other sides. She's still got
Theon's
people
sister.
from the other sides of the world as well.
Yeah, Theon's sister's army. She's
Oh yeah,
got
true.
a few people. Other than that, yeah, they're gonna have to just plan something, try and outsmart her. This is where the real battle begins. To be fair, not the real battle. Obviously, that's an immense battle, but
the one that
was not
defines
for
the
throne. This is
defines
for
the
the
throne. Yeah.
This
I don't
is
know, man.
winner take all now because literally Cersei's like, this is winner take all. Like who's gonna own this land for centuries to come? Like who?
Imagine,
What?
imagine that she still didn't get
go
to
on.
see a flipping White Walker after all of this.
Yeah, true. Well, other than the one that they brought to her, yeah.
Innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not gonna understand. Like they were everyone's gonna die, bro. Everyone was literally gonna die. But what I will say, one thing I was thinking about when the Night King was walking, I was thinking, what could kill him? Like, how are they gonna kill this guy? And I was thinking to myself, maybe because Cersei gave one of those crossbows to Bronn.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna arrive in Winterfell at that moment. He's gonna just shoot the Night King from far and kill him. I was thinking that maybe that might happen. And also, when the Red Woman was talking to Arya and saying like, she told Cersei, you're gonna close many eyes. You're gonna close brown eyes, blue eyes. Obviously, brown eyes is a reference to people that she's killed already. Blue eyes is the reference to the Night King. And the green eyes could be Cersei. I think Arya will probably be the one to kill her. I'm sure Cersei is the only one on her list still that I can think of. She needs to finish that list. So, being that, as I said, Bronn is on his way to Winterfell, he could arrive in the next episode, and then she could possibly use either his face or Jaime's face to get the drop on Cersei.
Yeah,
because Cersei's expecting him to be back with news that he's killed either Tyrion or Jaime.
Yeah.
So she could come back and say like, "Listen, I killed one of them," and then just turn the crossbow on her. But we have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Just one little thing, I thought, which was proper cracking me up, and it was the last scene of the episode, was the Onion Knight. Like, he saw that Melisandre was still alive, and man was ready to shank her, bro. Man was forever ready, bro. Man was forever ready, and then he never forgot, bro. He never forgot. I rate him for that. But she just took off the necklace, started aging, and then deaded herself off. I was like, bro, I can't tell if he's either happy or pissed off because he wants to be the one to kill her himself.
Yeah, I saw he had his hand on the sword ready to.
Bro, that's why I rate him, bro. Like, he never forgets, bro. Never forgets that. He wanted to avenge that daughter, bro.
But a lot of deaths. Most of our favorite characters are still there. Arya's still there. Brienne's still there. Jaime's still there. Tyrion, Sansa. Actually, it's only minor characters apart from Jorah. Only minor characters died, which was unexpected.
True.
Yes. So in total, we got, like, for the Death Watch for today, we got Ed, we got Lyanna,
we got Jorah.
Jorah. Beric,
Beric, Theon,
Melisandre, and Viserys the dragon, and the Dothraki.
Yeah.
Viserys the ice dragon. Like, he's gone now, yeah. But yeah, now
they're his name? Viserys,
yeah.
Viserys.
Viserys. Okay, I'm probably pronouncing it
wrong.
Viserys, yeah.
Man gave him some nickname. I was thinking wrong.
But yeah,
I think it was good we didn't have any or more noteworthy character deaths in this fight per se, because I don't want them to just kind of be lost to the wind of like, oh, they killed by a white or whatever. Whereas with the 3 episodes we've got left, I can guarantee half of
you get some big ones. Yeah, you're gonna get some big ones.
It's gonna be significant because it won't be just like some random white running on and jumping on their back. It'll be significant.
I'm actually wondering if maybe Daenerys might sacrifice herself to save Jon, and then Jon becomes the king.
To save Jon? No, bro. She wants that throne.
Come on.
She wants that throne. No. She said from the time she was conceived,
that's it.
Her soul life purpose is getting the throne. She ain't compromising that for Jon. No way,
bro. She doesn't have it in her. She doesn't have sacrifice in her. Self-sacrifice. Absolutely no chance. No.
Boy, then she's gonna have. There's definitely gonna be a feud between them. If Jon's still alive by the final episode, there's definitely gonna be some issues because like you're gonna have the whole.
But Daenerys, I mean, she's done bits. Even though she's kind of got more power hungry in this last season, she's definitely made a lot of, she's freed the slaves and she's done it that way. So she's done a lot of good.
Yeah.
You know?
She's also done a lot of madness though along the way, in equal measure.
Yeah, you reckon in equal measure?
Yeah. But remember, it's the way that she does it. She doesn't feel like it's a madness, because remember, technically, when she set those slaves free, that wasn't really a good thing. That was a problem for them. It wasn't all roses and we're free, yeah, sick, go, because they didn't have any other purpose, and they were kind of like, well, I don't know what to do. It wasn't really good.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things. Some
of them were working with the flipping slave masters to try and fight back. Like, how are you fighting back with your slave masters to get back to town when they were literally whipping you and giving you nothing? Like, that is mad.
She's made a lot of questionable decisions. Her methods are definitely not always fair. Okay. So yeah, she's definitely got that mad streak in her, boy, and I'm sure that will come out.
Good episode. Best episode of the season so far. You're gonna catch us the same time next week. Jeez. You know, it's literally 3 episodes left in the 3 whole episodes left, and then Game of Thrones is finished forever. Obviously, you had the prequels and stuff, but yeah, this is gonna be finished forever. So there's gonna be a lot of deaths coming. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it there. We've been the Agents of Screen. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. What did you think of the episode? Was it good? Was it trash? Did you want more from the Night King? Were you disappointed decent? That Arya killed him? I don't want to say. Speaking of decent, quickly before we go, do you think this battle was better or worse than Endgame battle? Obviously, this has nothing to do with Endgame, but that's a quick question.
That's all. I'll tell you one thing quickly, because it was less CGI heavy, so it felt more like
authentic,
more visceral. But obviously, the fan service in Endgame was probably just a bit too much for me not to choose that over this.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't fully decide, but I think I'm gonna go Endgame for now. But it's just like the madness that happened on this episode was just too sick. But I think, because of the build-up throughout the 11 years of Marvel, to just pop off that final battle and then say, look, I enjoy Endgame. And like I said, this question's been asked many times, and I'll still pick the same thing about if you had the choice between watching Endgame and the last season of Game of Thrones. I pick the last season of Game of Thrones any day of the week. This episode solidified the fact that I would forever pick Game of Thrones last season any day of the week.
I'm not too sure, Imagine not seeing. Obviously, I don't want to turn this into like a Avengers Endgame talk, but imagine not seeing Captain America wield Mjolnir. Imagine never seeing that in your life. Are you prepared for that?
You know the thing is, I hear what you're saying, but come back to that question after Game of Thrones is finished.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
We'll see. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we'll wrap it there. Obviously, we'll see you same time next week. Like, share, subscribe.
Monday.
You guys soon. Yeah, of course. I'll be there ready.
Forever
ready,
man. Ever ready.
Peace out. See you soon. Next video.
Layers.